which I think we're all gathered here because we love, or we're beginning to, or we're birthing into, or we're really totally dying from daily, as I have been for the last 12 or so years since I've known Holly Melgard. I'm going to introduce our readers tonight one by one, just before they read. First, we'll hear from Brandon Brown, then we'll hear from Kate Durbin, followed by Jackie Ess, and then Holly Melgard. 4 writers, I think, are incredible, and this reading is fucking stacked. And so I'm glad that everyone can be here. You'll see that it's being recorded. I don't know what we're going to do with that, but we'll figure it out. Our first reader is Brandon Brown. Brandon Brown's most recent books are work on Atilos and The Four Seasons on Wonder. He is a co-editor at Krupskaya and edits the zine Panda's Friend. He lives in the Bay Area of California. Please give a visible round of applause for Brandon
Brown. Thanks, Shiv. Hi, you all. Look at you. Oh, and then look at, I mean, I can't see most of you, and that's okay. I'm so honored to be here to help celebrate this book. Congratulations, Holly. It's fucking amazing. It's such a good book. And it's such a delight to read with and get to hear Kate and Jackie. So here we are. I'm gonna read 3 poems. The first 2 are a little longer. And this first one is a poem I realized I wrote almost exactly a year ago. And it was after the poet Louis Warsh passed away. I wrote this poem for and after him. And it's called Things I Learned This Year. What an ostler is. Sloth is a form of love. The human face, being starlight, was designed to reflect starlight. 2 things at least can travel the width of the country: wood smoke and the pain of my friends. What lacustrine means, and as Sean wrote, we are a blister on the law. A neurotic sucker gambler really wants to lose. Liam is good. When you have diarrhea, the lift takes longer to arrive. No, longer than that. The siren's song was just knowledge. How to do burpees. How to subsist with constant low-level panic at all times. How to see a friend and not touch them. That a dog pool is silly but brings relief when it's hot. There was sickness and death and then a roaring 20s. Surgeons used to brawl for bodies beneath the gallows. How to roll out pasta on a board. We want to see Tom Hanks suffer. Shaq was magnificent. That there is bad solidarity, bad planning, bad logistics. That the ring trail on Mount Tam opens 3 vistas onto the bay. Pickled watermelon rinds are wonderful. Our neighbors' names. That we always needed a cat. That plankton is a cognate of flay. John's generosity, practically mannerist. The paintings of Piero de Cosimo are tight. Trying to talk to your dad the night after his wife dies is difficult. That there really is a thing called courage. Jumping into the pool naked after workout is right. Hawks eat pigeons in Washington Square Park. TikTok witches hex the moon. And then I really don't know how to cook rice. And a fuck rug feels good on the foot. How it feels to desperately miss flirting, to text with Diana and Shiv to say so. Dana's weed dealer is named Timmy Biscuits. That the day without sunlight will be the worst one so far. A kitten will eat until it bursts. Fermented onions are good in a galette. Bunny Spurlock is an outstanding name. Rollerblades are having a renaissance. Iago was 28. How it feels to hot tub on Thanksgiving. That it's good to make up at least one song every day and sing it to Ali and Pasta. Let's Get It On sounds really good loud. Ari dated Chloe Feynman. Some cats like the sink, the shower, and the rain. I'll never be the same again. Neil Diamond wrote Red, Red Wine. I mean, I guess it's like a partial list, but those are the highlights. Okay. I'm going to read a poem called Starfish Time. There's so much bad shit happening all the time. Maybe that's what time is. A mayfly lives for what we call 5 minutes. In that span, they swarm, fuck in the air, maybe flutter to the ground, lay 400,000 eggs. 400,000 eggs. I hope the fuck feels good. Let's just agree that it does. An octopus lays about 100,000 eggs. Our joke is, I will carry the baby. It is as much a wish as a joke. Today went by so fast, I got a mayfly feeling climbing the stairs. I'm sure a starfish is just like me, just wants to wake up and give at least one other starfish pleasure, and to give pasta pleasure, flattening fish in a bowl. How many species live in our house besides Ali and I, pasta, the bacteria our bodies are? Octopi are cunning, changing colors, building shields. I want a cigarette so bad. I could have one, I guess. In Half Moon Bay, there are a lot of starfish. Aristotle did not know jack shit about dreams. No, really, he did not. Not going to be friends with any more goddamn Christians, sorry. Alana dreamt that I lived by a river and had a theory about fish, a theory about fish in time, that we all shared the same time but didn't know it. I would never travel to outer space, but I would definitely travel through time. I've been to Half Moon Bay 3 times and each time was on a date. Big lighthouse out there, hella starfish. 2 of the dates were with Ali. Tomorrow is our 16th anniversary. At 9:15, we're going to watch an episode of The Flight Attendant. Flirting with a starfish would be so annoying. There's so much bad shit happening all the time. The last time I took psilocybin, I remembered my own birth, Jesus. Now feel like a minor courtier bravely popping lion's mane. Fungi live at most a month. Miner's lettuce will grow until you eat it. A tick will sit in a tree for like literally 1,000 years. 1,000 years seems long to wait, but patience is not my forte. Pasta likes to pause before he leaps and claws. Sometimes I get up in the middle of the night. I can't tell if it's been 5 minutes or 2 hours. And Ali is an apostle for sleep, but not apostle in a Christian way. Fuck that shit. I told the party about Pasta capturing baby hummingbird, pinning it to the ground. I told the party I felt bad about the baby hummingbird, but then again, hummingbirds only live for one day. That's not true, the party said, confirmed on their phones. And there I was, a geyser of fake news, about to watch Thelma and Louise and eat cheese board. Sri Lankan fig, 2,222 years at least. Patagonian cypress, old as Stonehenge. Great Basin bristlecone pine in the White Mountains called Methuselah. Clonal tree called Pando, even older. Mayfly eggs fat as 1/16 of paddlefish. Daydream the menus in line for the vaccine. Those soldiers down the ramp will help you. Pedestrian bridge, formerly for the walk from the Dubs to the train. Over gross estuary, somebody's backpack looks like actual back. I once sat next to Zach as they blew Doja at the Oracle ducked into their shirt. Bought a weed brownie from a guy on the street called Chaz. Starfish Time, years ago now. Once at the hot springs, I wrote in my notebook that poems slow down time and make it strange, just like the tubs do. You should have seen me at the hot springs just the other day. Okay, I'm gonna read one more poem. It's a short poem. And it displays, I think, a little bit of hubris in that I'm reading with obviously one of the great cat poets of all time. But this is my modest contribution to the genre. I mean, who am I kidding? That's all I've been writing since we adopted a cat. But this is the one where I've tried to most remove myself and failed. And it's called Pasta's Dreams. And it's for you, Holly. As if I could know Pasta's dreams. Saucer full of flat liver, big as fridge. Chase scene with badass hill cats. Litter box, but oh no, no litter. Not a good time to have to really shit. Big kitten stewards hug trunks. Steady stream of water, soft and wet. Bottle brush tree into infinity. Oh, fuck the vet, Dr. Windy Beers. Found a sleeping fly, but suddenly had soft claws. Biting into treat with mom, pushing, pushing, pushing. The whole world, one dog. I'm talking to big kitten stewards, but they can't understand me. Can't stop burping on lap. It's me just hanging back, watching NBA highlights. Refreshment arrives in that big blue dish. My teeth fell out, but I could still eat. Okay, thanks so much, you all. Congratulations, Holly.
Thank you, Brandon, for Pasta's Dreams and Starfish and all the things you know now. Thank you for everyone who's just joining us. We've got a few more readers tonight to celebrate Holly Melgard's amazing book, Fetal Position, out on Roof Books. I'm going to introduce our next reader, Kate Durbin. Kate Durbin is a Los Angeles-based writer and artist. Her books of poetry include E! Entertainment, The Ravenous Audience, and Abra, which won the 2017 International Turn On Literature Prize. Durbin was the Arts Queensland Poet in Residence in Brisbane, Australia in 2015 and 2020. Her art and writing have been featured in the New York Times, Art in America, Art Forum, The Believer, Bomb, the American Poetry Review, among others. She has shown her artwork internationally at the Frye Art Museum in Seattle, the Pulse Art Fair in Miami, MoCA Los Angeles, the Spring Break Art Show in Los Angeles, Peer to Space in Berlin, and more. Please give a round of applause for Kate Durbin.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me. Shiv, I just wanted to say I really like your little fetal position candelabra setup to celebrate the book. And Brandon, Jackie, I'm really honored to be reading with you tonight. I made some notes while you were reading, Brandon. I wrote, "This makes me feel slowed down and strange, weird and tripped out on nature. I love Pasta the cat." And Holly, I just wanted to congratulate you on Fetal Position. It truly is a feat and a masterwork. I don't usually like to use the word masterwork, but it truly is. And I'm so excited to hear you read from it tonight. So I'll be reading two poems from my new book, Hoarders. It's just out from Wave Books. And first I'll read a short artist statement. My family's life has been shaped for decades by mental illness, substance use, and hoarding. On a personal level, I was drawn to and also frightened of watching and writing about this reality TV show. I guess I should mention it's based on the reality TV show of the same name, so Hoarders. I had never watched the show before I wrote about it, and I quickly realized once I started watching, I was right to feel hesitant, as it was indeed a painful experience. And yet I also felt compelled to write and think through the complex relationship between people and objects. Those who hoard have a lot to say about the traumas they've been through in this difficult country, where you're often on your own when you're in trouble. So I'm going to read two tonight. Each poem in the book is named after one character and their location. And they're kind of centered around different collections. So for example, there's one person in the book who hoards food. There's another person who hoards Barbies. And the two tonight, there's Jim, who holds on to objects kind of in his yard. So a lot of things he wants to repurpose. And then the other one I'll let be a surprise. So I'm going to start with Jim. Jim, Orland, California. I'm Jim. I'm a retired policeman, Garden Windmill. Some old men go to casinos and some go fishing, Rusty Folgers coffee cans. My enjoyment is waking up and going to yard sales and swap meets, Yukon Deluxe Gold Prospecting Kit. I see this thing or that thing, and it don't need to be going to the dump, Rusty Wagon Wheel. So I bring it home and tinker with tilted mailbox with bird feathers in it. That's why I got stuff like this blown out tire. You just gotta know what to do with wet book of matches. There's hammers, there's axles, there's rusted clawfoot bathtub. If I see a beautiful tool, I'll pick it up and bring it home, busted bench vise. Since 2007, the city has been pressing me to clean up toilet with no seat. I live in America, dirty football helmet. You own property and pay the taxes over broken box springs. People, they have a right to live on their property as they please, men's Hanes underwear with skid marks. To me, it's not a cracked bird bath. There's metal, there's bikes, there's sewing machines and other machinery that I will rebuild. Bendix washing machine from 1947 with a house finch nesting inside. I thought maybe I'd have a little resale shop or a thrift store or something like that, red wheelbarrow with no wheels. But it never seemed to work right, smashed Arm & Hammer laundry detergent bottle. I never got along too well with people, shattered rearview mirror. This is how I deal, crushed Red Bulls. This stuff gives me something to work with, to piddle with, and to clean out rusty water spout. I was a boxer and in the Marine Corps, Jim's yard filled with ancient stoves, refrigerators, and sinks, bent bike wheels, used up cans of Barbasol and Old Spice, tin pots, rusty cast iron frying pan, Vietnam War helmet with 1968 and 1969 and the months of the year written on it in black Sharpie, each month carefully crossed out, bullet shells and casings for landmines scattered in the dirt. In the distance, Jim's house, its front door shut, curtains blocking the windows, the shadow of many large unknown things press against the curtains. In front of the house sits Jim in a motorized wheelchair, tiny American flag stuck in the back. Now I'm an old man, 10-gallon hat. Give me a little hope, Everlast punching bag with duct tape holding it together. I'm gonna get my health back and punch that bag. And then this is Linda from Washington, DC. And speaking of objects, I hope you can't hear, I have a demon-possessed washing machine behind me that keeps beeping. It's been doing it for like a year. And it always seems to know when I have something important to do. So it's beeping right now. Maybe it's appropriate, actually. My name is Linda, and I love cooking rotting food. My kitchen has all kinds of wonderful molds. A Mongolian fire pot, got that bag of sugar with mice in it. Food is like creativity and possibilities in life, jar of old nuts with bugs. But I don't have a working refrigerator, black sludge. When I buy food, I hang it from the chandelier in order to keep the rats from getting into Safeway bag slowly rotating with moldy hummus, CVS bag with expired Special K, Yes Organic Market bag with blackened corn, Safeway bag with shriveled lettuce, CVS bag with expired Fruit Loops, Yes Organic Market bag with puckered granny apples, Safeway bag with sprouting onions, CVS bag with expired Cheerios, Yes Organic Market bag with old organic indecipherable. It's as if somebody took a municipal garbage dump and just dumped it into kitchen cabinets streaked with brown goo. Or a swamp thing growing a new life form in the basement, tub of old chicken bones sweating. Or an evil witch from a fairy tale, rotting peach. Or Texas Chainsaw Massacre, dead squirrel in a butter dish. My daughter threatens me that everything could be condemned, that the house could fall in, upside down egg carton with a postcard of the sky on it. Because I'm not doing enough to maintain, kitchen sink piled with years old dirty dishes. This is $1 million neighborhood, and the neighbors are not happy, so they've called the zoning board, smashed Starbucks cup with X22M slashed out WEM handwritten and rat poop on it. I've been living in this house 30 years, but it was much different before 25-year-old blackened candy. It was spotless. On the kitchen mantle, a figurine of an Italian villa wrapped in plastic. My husband was an abusive sociopath, fossilized rat. It was like living with Jim Jones, dirty unmarked bottles of black liquids. It was constantly up and down, very good and very bad, 20-year-old hot sauce that belonged to her husband that she doesn't even like. I love you, I love you, I love you. Move out, I can't stand you. Rotting apple, 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 something in the peanut butter jar that isn't peanut butter. Even though I kept a beautiful home, he convinced me I was maggot larva. He didn't like me to do any artwork or any crafts, so that's why I channeled my creativity toward The Taste of Mexico, the Jewish cookbook, Flavors of Portugal, From Hearth to Cook Stove, Vegetarian Times, Scandinavian Cooking, First Lady's Cookbook, Julia Child's Kitchen Wisdom. My daughter tried to convince me the food I cooked was weird, apple pie with raw chicken hearts. What's weird about dried mealworm bodies ground up to make nice cookies, oven window black with mold? She encouraged me to give up cooking and do more painting Linda made of herself looking into a hand mirror with harrowed eyes. Surrounding the mirror and the painting are perfume bottles and flowers. I save old soda cans and turn the tin snips into flowers. Dried orange peels Linda put on the radiator, so when it turns on, the house smells of oranges and rot. My husband kept me from going to the doctor because I would have found out he'd given me venereal disease. So it got worse and worse, flies buzzing room to room. He left me when I was sick, and then I started to lose my grip on the house. Over the kitchen window, a cloth with cut fruit on it. I had gone through so much. I had cried so much. I'd gone into a frozen state, old ice chest piled with oozing Breyer's ice cream, popsicle sticks smothered in goo, dirty ceramic snowman, first alert smoke alarm box, burlap Jesus, Marcus Aurelius bust wearing sunglasses. One day, I might make a final mistake and eat cracked pineapple jar with something black inside. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much for that reading, Kate. Put me in a lot of different places at once. And which is to say, gave me a lot of places to come in with a lot of places to go out, which is one of my favorite things that a poem can do. For anyone who's just joining us, I'm really excited to celebrate Holly Melgard's Fetal Position, which is out on the books. Looks like this. And I'm excited to introduce our next reader, Jackie Ess. Jackie Ess is a novelist, the author of Daryl, out on Clash 2021, which is her first book of hopefully many. That's the main thing you ought to know for her for now, about her for now. You can find other bits of writing here and there, or just visit her on Twitter at Jackie_S. Daryl is a meditation on, among other things, meditation, marriage, manhood, basketball, sobriety, trans, this and that. 70s jazz, Walt Whitman, opera, space rock, and the secret lives of Oregonians. It's also the story of one man, Daryl, who awakens in some small way as he explores the cuckolding and swinging lifestyle. It can happen anywhere. Please welcome Jackie Ess.
Thank you so much for having me. I always do fear that that's a bit too long. And do you hear a tap, tap, tap?
Really good. It feels wonderful to read. I'm sorry that I maybe botched it, but
No. It's but do you hear a tap, tap, tap? Is that coming through the mic?
No.
It isn't. Okay. All right. Well, wait, let me just unplug that thing now.
Others hear
it. Okay. So, oh, it did hear? Oh, okay. Sorry. Wait, I'm gonna plug that thing back in because it really is better sound when you come through the mic. Okay. What just happened? All right. So I'm gonna go tap, tap, tap. Does that work? Okay. All right, sweet. Yeah, I'm really excited to be here, and I'm kind of glad that I called myself a novelist because I was feeling actually really bad as I was seeing all of these poets file in, and I just think like, I used to go to poetry readings all the time, and I always wanted to talk to all of these people, and I was quite scared of them. I love their poetry, but that this was back when I lived in the Bay Area and so on, and I tried to be a poet at some point, which was a disaster. So I started writing novels. And now I'm going to read from something, I guess, that isn't a novel, but actually, I want to talk about Holly's book because it's so amazing. Like I was just shocked, as I met Holly in like a little sort of poetry kind of hangout space, and I don't know how I still have my past, I can still hang out with poets and they don't kick me out like just yet. I feel like if I don't write another poem in another few years, like there gonna be some questions like, what are you actually doing here? But I remember picking up this book and I like, and just like, it was like what I wanted Gertrude Stein to be and what I wanted language poetry to be and all of it, but it isn't, but this book is. And so anyway, so I've been like kind of like a bit of an obsessive evangelist about it. Like this is the book I'm telling everybody to read this year. Yeah, so that's not very, like good, deep criticism or something like that. But, I didn't say I was a critic. And so I'm going to read from a short story, and I'm going to set a little timer because I don't really believe the amount of time, like I'm just going to read it for, some number of minutes that I'll leave you in suspense about, not too many. And that way I'll just cut myself off. Seems right. Okay, that timer's going. Yeah, all right, so I'm going to try this. This is like kind of my attempt at writing a ghost story, which was sort of new for me. All right, it's called Shade. Lisa had thought it would be easiest to begin with the dream. It wasn't. It sounds like you met one of the shades of the underworld. Well, it did sound like that, but nothing, she thought, could be further from the point. Let me put it this way. If that's true, it says more about the Greeks than it does about me. Now, in the dream, Lisa was in Seattle attending with artful deniability an event where she was guaranteed to run into Kevin, and of course she did. The scene was hazy, but it was clear that whatever it was, she had cultivated a true, unfeigned interest in it and had really done her homework. She had a lot of stories, a very multi-layered personality, all sedimented by like maneuvers. Kevin broke from his group. They hugged one another, flashed wit and warmth, drank nearly frozen Pinot Grigio from clear plastic cups, and they left together as half-intentionally as they'd met, side by side, walking north. Well, you're very lucky to be able to just get on a plane because you've had a bad dream. Andy smiled. Are you here to act it out? It was very rare for Andy to directly allude to money, unless it was to say she was hard up, and then Lisa would quietly help, very quietly, even ashamedly. That was sort of the texture in those days. Rich and poor, they come together in this sort of communism of midnight. Twin refuges of public outrage, private eccentricity. They didn't seem so far apart. The poor girls at the time lived in these beautiful, messy rooms, and the rich ones in kind of interchangeable, clean spaces with blank walls. They needed each other, and it was good to be needed. When Lisa passed through, which happened about once a year, she wouldn't quite ask if she could stay with Andy, but Andy always offered, and in most cases, they fell in together without excessive passion. They made love in the same way that a non-moviegoer might have, that one friend they tend to go to the movies with. When the dream, Lisa and Kevin were walking north on Roosevelt, as it was before the shops and condos had come in, about an hour before dawn. She was trying to apologize, but Kevin was silent and angry, with a face frozen in disappointment, and which Escher-like seemed from every angle to turn away. Now, this was hard to interpret, and Lisa was definitely already interpreting, even before waking. If you're not interpreting, you're not really living, is what she'd probably say. When she'd woken from the dream, she'd immediately sent a few flirty messages to Andy and bought a ticket to Seattle. Lisa had tried more than once to get Andy a job, but it never worked. Something would go sideways at the last minute. One day, Lisa thought, oh, right, the background check. So if Andy had felonies, that would explain everything, especially if they were really bad ones. After having sort of sex, the mood improved. Lisa and Andy moved on to kind of mocking the subculture, something like, can you believe how seriously some people take it? But isn't it actually plucky and brave and something beautiful about it? And weren't we actually all like that ourselves once? And aren't we all stuck like this together? And isn't that actually how we got here? And don't you really love her? I think I do. They were smoking pot. As Lisa went to sleep, she reflected that Dream Kevin had been in an impossible situation. Suppose he had wanted to lightly discharge the debt. No hard feelings, but there were hard feelings. 10 years of them. That was the whole reason why she'd come. Why else would she have bothered to have the dream? But it would be better if she could say something like, I love you from before I knew what love was. Well, certainly can't say that. Well, Lisa was very proud of herself for not saying that, even in a dream, and for holding a pretty critical view of that kind of romantic mawkishness. And now you're wondering why he won't give you a medal for restraint? Andy laughed, and Lisa did too, with a delay, suppressing tears. Are you okay? I'm here, aren't I? Northeast Seattle has no architectural character, but it's cut by these invisible lines. Down to the block, it determines who you are. Well, Lisa was very attuned to that and had always described her childhood home. She'd moved several times with great care, either to communicate or obscure her social location, always with intention. But in the dream, it was obscure, as it might be with strangers of intimidating conscience, but without intention. They were definitely in the slummy bit of Roosevelt, where one stubborn landlord was holding on until death, subdividing single-family homes into 10 rooms and renting to junkies. Sometimes they burned down. Lisa reflected that Andy might need a place like that eventually, but that when she did, it would already be gone. In the morning, Lisa took Andy out for Eggs Benedicts and then started walking, reconstructing memories while Andy got back to whatever her game was. The city had changed considerably, and the places that did hold on were strange. A cafe that had once been dingy and played good music now had a skylight and played what was probably even better music, but it seemed now to cater to the Dick Florida set, or even something that had succeeded it. There were a lot of MacBooks and a beautiful copper espresso machine. She could see the other patrons reflected in it. She downed the acidic stuff with sugar and looked up through the skylight. Kevin walked in right on time, ordered a small coffee and walked out, radiating health. Based on his humble order and rapport with the barista, she had to assume that he was a regular and that he was still in the neighborhood. And based on his well-trimmed beard and white long-sleeve tee, it was very easy to surmise some facts about his lifestyle. He didn't smoke anymore. He either had a little more money or had gotten very into taking care of his clothes. Both were plausible, but elegance is never simple. He probably had a girlfriend, and she was probably white or so. Lisa began to feel the color gradient very intensely, from the ultra light-skinned barista with nonetheless strongly African features to her own sort of mixed up sedity to Kevin's deep black and proud bearing. It was him, all right. Outside of this trio, it seemed very possible that the whole town was white, or that the wide world was. Sense that this can't be right. Staring idly at her reflection in the copper, she considered the problem. She hadn't meant to run into Kevin here, but she absolutely did mean to run into him on this trip, maybe today. A white salon punk trans girl gave her eyes over the MacBook and joined Lisa at the bar, saving her from further rumination. I'm Lisa. Lisa, who cannot suppress a smile. Ether. I'm on a cloud. You look like you've got a cloud over you. Lisa gestured to the gray skylight as if to say, well, don't I? And with that, the two were walking across campus where the cherries were in blossom. And Lisa felt this kind of submissive feeling that she'd had with Andy rise up in her again. Why does it have to be like this? She wondered if she was even attracted to Ether or just seeking distraction or, say, a cathartic annihilation of racial self-respect, which felt like the perfect rescue med for whatever this trouble was with Kevin. Now, what was the trouble with Kevin? She didn't want to reach out to him by straight channels, and she didn't want to come at him sideways. She didn't want to feel like she was stalking him. She wasn't, but it was a little much what he was in her mind and that she'd come to Seattle at all. That was why it was hard to talk. But it was worse than that, because she'd loved him and behaved very shamefully with him and to him and before him in all the ways that young men can. Ether walked them to a secret grove with a bust of Edvard Grieg. Quiet it was, but secret. In fact, Lisa had been there before and smoked pot. Ether, how old are you? 24. I'm 31. So? Lisa laughed. See, I like how you say that. I feel a little guilty for how much I like it. You know I'm trouble, right? Ether swaggering, and I'm not? Well, let's just say she had a point. She had some mushrooms too, quite heavy. In the morning, Ether talked politics while Lisa cooked her a better breakfast than she was used to. As the onion sizzled, she kept thinking about Kevin's shade and the real Kevin and how she was ever going to talk to him. Is he still an artist or is it all politics now? Did he know that she'd transitioned? She didn't keep in touch with anyone and left town long before. Everything felt impossible. Ether snapped. You there? Yeah. You were kind of checked out last night. Are you okay? Better than okay. I really needed that. It's easier to exaggerate. Well, it was good whether she needed it or not. How long are you in Seattle? Maybe we can meet up again. Ether seemed now careful not to make assumptions. So different than the day before. Depends. Look, here's the thing. Right before I met you, I ran into a guy that had been my best friend. Like before I transitioned, way before. I didn't know what to do. And I didn't talk to him, and now I'm not sure if I want to. And I'm not sure if maybe, subconsciously, I came here to see him. Well, is he transphobic or something? Definitely not. No, that's not the thing at all. That's got nothing to do with it. It's possible that he wouldn't be 100% cool, but I think he'd be ashamed to think of himself as a bigoted guy. I've seen him use pronouns online. It's just, I was obsessed with him. Well, it sounds like you still are a little. Ether was poking at her computer while they talked, probably responding to Twitter notifications. I think I'm probably just over-explaining it. I'm nervous about meeting him. Are you curious about it? What do you mean? Well, I had an ex from right after high school look me up last year. She really wanted to talk, but she didn't seem to want to talk about anything. It was like she was closing the book on something. No big deal, but it was all about her. Huh. Now, okay, so I'm gonna leave it there because that was my little timer going off. Yeah. So thanks for having me and hearing like half of the story. That was probably 2/3 of a story. Some things do actually happen in that story, but like whoops. Now you get to hear from Holly, I think, which is really that's why you're here. So I'm gonna bye-bye.
Thank you tremendously, Jackie. That was an incredible reading. Thank you, Kate Durbin and Brandon Brown, and to everyone else for reading, and to everyone who's here to celebrate Holly Melgard's book, which I am a huge fan of. On Black Friday in 2013, that's November 29, Holly Melgard published a book on TrollThread, the digital publishing collective of which Melgard is a founding member and editor, titled Reimbursement. It's a sequel, or it's in a way a sequel, to the book that Melgard published a year prior to that, called Black Friday. Reimbursement, like the book before it, is a sort of experiment in giving. For instance, Reimbursement is not only a book, but also a set of broadsides, also a document, or like a PDF. It's also a set of conditions by which one may print a book by Holly Melgard for themselves, or a kind of proof, maybe a kind of poetic kind of proof of values, bizarre flexibility. When it comes to the books that we choose to buy, the jobs that we have to suffer, and the moms that we learn not to ignore, and ultimately something about ourselves, i.e. humans, it's also a pretty good deal for a poetry book. Reimbursement, the book I'm referring to, opens with the question: why work when you can just pay to play instead? I find myself, writes Melgard, paying to work rather than being paid for work. What follows is a book that includes scans of the fronts and backs of every winning and losing lottery and scratch ticket the author collected over a 6-year period. And the book, available for free as a PDF or as a print-on-demand object from the industrial book printer Lulu, if you choose to buy it, costs exactly $222, the total amount of money the writer spent gambling on the content to produce the book that you've chosen to buy. Which is to say, one way to read Melgard's work, one way to always read Melgard's work, is by profiting. To do, as she puts it, play to live and win for life. This go hard spirit continues to animate so much of the work Melgard has produced, participated in, been subject to, or inside of, so much of so much of which is in her beautiful new book, Fetal Position, out now on Roof Books, what we're here tonight to celebrate. Fetal Position is a poetic study of different forms of labor in scenes of their emergence, such as the noise of being born and transmissions of intergenerational violence. Here, voices speak who Melgard herself is not, or not yet, but who the poet operates in relation to becoming: potential parent, aspiring full-time employee, deranged cat lady, a hurt person automated to reproduce harm, all of whom work to navigate futures in foreclosure. It is a really great book. A go hard cannot stop reading book, a book you want to finish faster than you're growing, and a book you'll want to read repeatedly till you're old or something. But what I cannot stress enough is that the go hard spirit that feeds so much of the language Melgard in this work and in other works and non-works produces or shares with the world rather, also it goes toward the work that Melgard makes that remains unpublishable, pre-published, forsaken, bespoke, nascent in its emergence, perhaps even still, in its being there, for you. Her press, Troll Thread, for example, makes work available that refuses to cede to lowercase or uppercase P poetry's uncritical indulgences in $16 book fare. The press shuts down the possibility for pedigree to foot the bill for pleasure, and as a bonus, also knowledge. Melgard also designs books. The exquisite terror in the faces of the people on fetal position are, in my mind, sometimes Melgard poems. There are also people that exist in the same world that other people in the books that Holly's design like live in, such as the books of mine that she's designed, which is to say all of them. And she's made to make look and feel sexy as fuck and totally readable as all hell. For more than a decade, Holly Melgard has published on the platform that she co-founded and edited, the experimental collectively run POD and PDF platform Troll Thread, and Fetal Position is Melgard's first book with an outside publisher. She is the author of the Poems for Baby trilogy and Black Friday, and the chapbooks Cat Call and Divisions of Labor. With a PhD in poetics from SUNY Buffalo, she currently works as a freelance book designer and teaches writing at NYU and CUNY. Melgard is an active member of the group chat, and her means do not disappoint. If you need to, she will make you cookies or help you move. If you're around for it, she'll be your friend for a decade, maybe even more. Every year, if you're lucky, Melgard will send you a personal Christmas card in the shape of you, such as this one, which I received last year, but I guess taken around with me for so long that I'm falling apart, or the representation is accurate. Her work is distinctly human and properly feline, felt but cerebral, funny and sad. It gives me great pleasure tonight to celebrate with you all Fetal Position. Please welcome my favorite baby, Holly Melgard.
Yay, thank you, Shiv. Thank you so much for organizing this. I just want to say to Shiv that it means the world to me that you put in this labor of helping me frame the launch and emergence of this book, which was especially hard to imagine given the nature of the book. I just, I also want to take just a quick second to thank everyone for being here at this stage in the pandemic, kind of a miracle. To the readers, Brandy. We'll just merge those. We'll call them Brandy, Brandon, Jackie, and Kate, as well as Rawan, Monica, and Charles, who read in person last week. I am such a huge admirer of your work and floored by what you make. And this work is absolutely in conversation and in relation to it. I'm just so excited to be able to be near you. So thank you. Also thank you to Roof, James, Sherry, and Deborah, as well as Roof's interns that have rotated in and out. I want to thank them. And also previous editors of parts of this now what is a larger book, as I put earlier chapbooks out, for instance, with Make Now, which is still available for sale, Fetal Position, or Cat Call, which is out of print now. And so I want to thank all of those people for doing that. And also to my Plague family, Joey and Cran. Joey's running the door tonight, so we can thank him for that labor. And Cran for hopefully not insisting on going in and out of the door right now, like he does the minute he knows I'm trying to do something. So we'll see. Cool. So I'm going to read, obviously, from this guy. And this is old work. If you've heard me read before, you'll probably recognize old pieces you've heard before in it. What's new is mainly its packaging and bundling as a unit of thought now. It's got like epigraphs and shit now. I made it over the last 10 years during my own emergence as a poet, as I was making Troll Thread, thinking through the emergence of this medium in its nascence, but also like the labor of emergence. The first half of the book looks a lot more accurately at, it explores maternal labor in a number of valences. And then it moves more and more towards looking at the labor of emergence and nascence. So I was going to read from the latter half of the book tonight. I'm going to read just fragments from 3 poems just to kind of convey a sense of arc. Take a big ass sip of water before I do that, because the size of this crowd is making my mouth dry. Okay, here we go. This is student labor. Oh, wait, first I want to read epigraphs. These are very important. These are epigraphs for the book, largely the novelty of this edition, all these parts combined. The first epigraph is Silvia Federici's sentiment from Precarious Labor, a feminist viewpoint, where she says, "The precarity of labor is rooted in the new forms of production." Another is Audre Lorde's Poetry is Not a Luxury, where she says, "It is through poetry that we give name to those ideas which are, until the poem, nameless and formless, but about to be birthed, but already felt. That distillation of experience from which true poetry springs, births thought, as dream births concept, as feeling births idea, as knowledge births or precedes understanding." And the last one is Agamben's Infancy and History, where he writes, "That which has its place of origin in infancy must keep on traveling toward and through infancy." Student labor. Oh, hi. Yeah, I'm good. I've been really, yeah, it's been good. It's good. So I'm good. Yeah, well, I'm so glad you called, because I was just about to, well, no, not yet. Not yet. Sorry about that. I don't have that part yet, but yeah, no, I still haven't. Oh, no, but that's okay. I did get that. Yeah. But I still haven't gotten the, yeah, no, I'm just in the middle of getting it now. So exactly. Right. Yeah. So I'm almost done now, but well, no, it's just taking me a little longer than oh, no, I know. No, I know. No, I'm going to. Yeah, no, exactly. No. But so it's almost there now. It is. It is. Right. It is. It's just a little bit. Yeah, no, totally. Exactly. Yeah, no, I am. I am. I need to finish this other part before that. But but before I can wrap that up, first I got to get no, yeah, and you told me that. So what I did was I know. Right. Before I can do that, first I need to, right, yes, yeah. And well, I wanted to, but then it didn't exactly, it never, right. So, okay, I'll do that first. Yeah, so then I'll have that for you shortly, just after yes. But wait, the which one? Oh, right. Also that too. But wait, what time was that at? No, yeah, no, I'll totally be there. Yeah, I was already planning on it. So, yeah, no. So you'll see me there. I was just going to grab it and then head down. Right. So I'll have that for you when you see me there. Well, no, I know. But, I still don't know how but it's really no big deal, because I'm sure I'll find it soon. And then once I do, it'll be right. But I can just figure it out. So it's all good. Yeah, no, I'll take care of that. Yeah, that's really no big deal. Oh, well then, yeah. So yeah, I can do that too. Sure. Yeah, I can do that. Yes. Yeah, so then, okay. That too then, sure thing. Okay, so I'll just, right. So then I'll have that first thing with the others just as soon as, well, no. But it's okay, I just have to find out right. Because, I still haven't found well, no, first I have to learn how to do it before I can do that. Right. But it's totally cool. I just have to find where it is to learn it. Yeah, no, it's in some forum somewhere. And I'm just like browsing all these forums, and it's just taking me forever. But no, that's no, yeah, no. So it's fine. I'm fine. Yeah, no. And I'm figuring out as we speak. So yeah, no, right. Exactly. I'll have that ready in no time. No sweat. And then, but if you could just send the list, then I could just, oh, well, that's okay. No, that's fine. No, I figured you wouldn't. So no, but no, you never did send that to me, but that's okay. Really, it was, and I mean, I didn't really need it. I basically just figured it out on my own. But actually, would you mind sparing a moment when you do get a second? Yeah, if you could just send that sometime when you're not too. Oh, no, that's okay. That's no problem. Yeah, no, I totally understand. Yeah. No, I know you're busy. I figured you wouldn't. Yeah, no, I definitely not. Wow, yeah, no, I'm just so thankful for your, yeah, no, exactly. Also, yeah, yes, thank you so much for the opportunity. Yeah, no, I was gonna say, also, thank you so much again for your patience. All right, okay, sure. Oh, that's no problem. Ask me anything. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, right. Well, okay, if you're trying to do it in PowerPoint, then all you have to do is, okay, so you drag the text box next to the image. And then once you've done that, it should just align on its own. But if it's, well, okay, if it's not doing what you want, then I guess just click on the box in the menu bar at the top there. The little tile with the parallel lines that are all left aligned there. Do you see that? Right. Okay, it's not, and because you're not, well, that's okay. No, yeah, no, just try it while I'm here. Right. Yeah, that's okay. No, that's fine. I'll wait. That's fine. No, I don't mind. Yeah, no, I'm right here. Okay, yeah. So now all you do is right, take the text box and drag it next to the image that you wanted, and then it should just align. That's okay. Just click OK to update later. No, not with the cursor, the mouse. No, the cursor is not the mouse. Yeah, no. The blinking line. Yeah, that's not what you want. You want the arrow. Right, yeah. No, that's the mouse. Use the arrow. Right. So now you take the arrow and you place it over the box of text there, and then you just click and hold down. And when you click, that's going to grab it. And if you hold that click down, that should allow you to drag it over. Do you see that? Well, probably because, but if you didn't click, but if you do click and you hold the click down, then it shouldn't, right. So it's not, right. No, I know, you're in a hurry. Yeah, okay. So then in that case, if you're not, right. But well, I mean, if you really need this before your flight and it won't, yeah, no, certainly not. I understand. No, exactly. No, yeah, no, agreed. No, I don't understand. Yes, no, exactly. No, you're right. Okay, so that's just some. I'm going to cut it off there. And then we're going to move on now. Lesser person. I figured tonight, so these are more or less poems more focused on the emergence end of the spectrum. They also seem most appropriate for the Zoom environment now in this COVID era that we're in, being sedentary. Locked indoors with your loved ones. Lesser person. My son is the only let me start again. My son is the only person in his world who speaks his language. We adopted him after he was found in a field, limping on a broken leg, half starved and severely dehydrated. I'd say we're lucky they found him when they did, but perhaps he wasn't built to survive the horrors of what he's been through. For much of the day, he stares out the window, watching, waiting. Even when it's warm enough to leave the window open overnight, he knows better than to escape. Instead, he waits. The slow, droning passage of time is the tyrant of a life without peers. He hasn't a mutual in this world. He waits. Because he is the only one of his kind in this world, he is therefore utterly, always alone. But he's not the only one in the house. Like most people, he lives among an ecosystem of bugs and small rodents. Unlike most people, however, he takes pleasure in torturing those who are smaller than he. Just now, he has maimed someone smaller than himself again. No matter how much they writhe on the floor and squeal for relief, he refuses to kill them and spare them further pain. Each time they gather the strength enough to begin to escape his clutches, he pulls them back down with a hook, pushes their face into the ground, and patiently waits for them to try it again. This is how he plays. He is teaching them to understand mercy as he once did, that there is none. He lives to see them learn the lesson that the bigger and stronger will inevitably weaken the smaller by treating them as weaker. This is what happens to the smaller. This is what the smaller are always for. This is what they have always been for. And by they, he means him. The world is too dangerous for someone like him, and he is too dangerous for it. At all times, he needs to dominate and aggress others to make them feel as he does, a victim. Our son is too small, too weak, and too soft for this world. He can't handle going somewhere without A, it destroying him, or B, him destroying it. That's why we don't let our son leave the house under any circumstances except for doctor visits. We've taught him to never open the door to strangers, and we ask visitors to always close the door behind them. It would never occur to him to bolt out of an open window, but who knows what they'd do, what he'd do, or what would happen to him given the opportunity of an open door. I am among the matrix of what he considers to be the lesser persons in the house, and sometimes he tortures me. But I'm willing to tolerate the abuse because I love my son, and I know it soothes him. As his mother, I am a slave to his well-being, not the other way around, and he knows it. Sometimes he plays this game by himself where he bats at scraps and bits of air when no one else is even around. He is driven to do it more often than he can find victims, unsuspecting students for which to teach his lessons. Through homeschooling, I've taught him everything he knows, including who he is and what he's for, but my son is illiterate. It's completely his own fault. I've tried teaching him to read and write and speak in English, but he refuses to learn. I don't think he wants a vocabulary to better articulate the specifics of his life. Ignorance is the only bliss he knows, if we can call that bliss. He wouldn't call it that. A person without language doesn't call anything. He's a real handful. Truth be told, though, I don't really want him to acquire a language to tell me what he really thinks anyway. The last thing he needs is one more tool for imposing on others the experiences he's lived and now relives. He's more docile and controllable this way. Surgically eliminating his ability to have children has also helped. Even though he doesn't use any words to communicate with us, he definitely signals things about his history through his behavior. For instance, my son eats on all fours off of a dish on the floor. He refuses to sit up at the table and use silverware like a normal person. I keep telling him, that's how animals eat, not people. He is a master at showing without telling us how he feels. Today, he vomited directly into his food again. This is not unusual for him. It happens pretty frequently. He doesn't do it because he's sad. If he were sad, he wouldn't know it, for sadness is all he's ever known. My son likely vomits so often because he eats horizontally, and the esophagus wasn't built to work sideways. But he doesn't just vomit in his bowl either. He experiments with throwing up on all kinds of stuff around the house. A hairbrush, a pile of books, the box of clothes for donation, some unopened mail. He's likely doing it to simply feel something, anything at all. He does it on purpose. When the window is open and he can feel the air from outside, he lives to listen to its sounds and smell its information. So long as that portal is open, he can't be distracted from peering out of it, even for a moment. That is, until he can't take it anymore. After about an hour of sitting beside an open window, he'll inevitably curl up into a ball on the floor. And if I bother him when he's in this state by trying to help him sit back up again at the window, he'll maybe play along for a minute or two, but as soon as a loud truck passes or a car alarm goes off, he'll drop back down to the floor again. I don't think the sights and sounds become too overstimulating for him. I think that contemplating the big world beyond him makes him increasingly realize how small and helpless he is by comparison, until eventually his body needs to physically mirror that feeling. At a certain point, one can't tolerate feeling that small without curling up into a fetal position. He often naps in the fetal position. Whenever he succumbs to the weight of the world beyond himself, he does this. And he doesn't just do it at the window or in his bed. He'll pretty much sleep this way wherever this feeling hits, right then and there, at the foot of a chair, in the middle of the kitchen floor, blocking the front door. He'll curl up on top of whatever objects happen to be beneath him in that moment. That these objects sometimes collapse and break beneath his weight only vindicates how he feels. He does this despite and to spite the given function of a space and the things inside of it. For him, the fetal position is a meditation on the form. Right, last poem, Cat Call. Cutting it off there, the last poem. Okay, Cat Call, 2 epigraphs now. First is from Aimé Césaire's poem Monsters. My terror is in seeing the squad of the nameless emerge. And the other is Sarah Schulman's Conflict is Not Abuse. Just as unresolved, formerly subordinated or traumatized individuals can collude with or identify with bullies, so can unresolved, formerly subordinated or traumatized groups of people identify with the supremacy of the state. In both cases, the lack of recognition that the past is not the present leads to the newly acquired power to punish, rather than the self-transformation necessary to resolve conflict and produce justice. Cat Call. Take another big ass sip of water here. People are really drying out my mouth. Completely blame you for this. Okay. Oh my God, check out that guy over there. Oh my God, look at it. Look at what a guy is. Hey, cute guy. Hey you. Hey, hi. Hi, cutie. How are you? He sure is cute. Oh my God, he's cute. Look at how cute he is. Holy shit, he's a cute one. Jesus Christ, look at him. Look at that guy being such a guy. Oh my God, what a guy. Talk about a guy. Hey, guy. Hey, guy. Yeah, you guy. Hi, guy. Hey, you're a really cute guy. You sure are. Oh my God, he's a cute guy. Oh, he is a guy. He is, isn't he? Dude, just look. Look at what a fucking guy he's being. He's just being a really, really cute little guy right now. Hey, cute one, look at you. You're a cute little guy, aren't you? You are. You're a huge, cute little guy. Yes, you are the hugest. It's okay. I like that. I like you. Look at what a guy he's being. Look at him go. I'll bet he needs to just cuddle right now, and that's why he's being like that. He probably does. You know it's true. Hey, pretty big, cute little guy. Do you need to cuddle? Do you? Do you want to cuddle a little bit? Because I can cuddle, and I can tell you're a cuddler. Oh, I can. You sure are. Look at this bud. Goddamn baby body. That's what he's got. Baby bod. What's up, small bod? What's up, small baby bud? What's up with your small butt? Let me get your butt. Jesus Christ, look at this guy. Yeah, look at him over there with his small butt. Look at that baby butt he's got going on. Look at him go. Oh my God, look at you go. Hey, baby butt, can I please have your small butt now? Oh, come on, I want it now. It's okay, we can do this. You're just gonna need to give me your small butt right now, that's all. He's gonna need to give me his butt, and that's what he's gonna need to do, and I'm gonna need to have him. Come on, little guy, come be my butt, be my bud. I'll be your friend, come on. I'll bet you're fun. I'll bet he is fun. Yeah, I'll bet you're fun. You look like it. You look like you probably got one of those fun butts, don't you? Anyone that small has got to be from Little Town. Oh, he has to be. He just has to. He must. Yeah, I'll bet he is. In fact, I know he is. He is definitely the littlest one from Little Town, and that is where he's from. It's true. It's true. He is the littlest one from Little Town. He can't help it because he's that small. No, he can't help it. No. Hey, you, little bud, let me get your littlest fun, cute guy bod. I want your bod, little one. Yeah, he is definitely the lowest one from Little Town with how small he's being right now. It's true. That's how small he is. He is being that small. He is. He's so small. He probably calls it Littleton, like he's really from there. You know he does. Hey, bud, where are you going with your little bitty bod? Can I please have your bud bod? Come on, I want to have your bod now. Let me have it. Littleton. That's what the locals call it. All the locals in Littletown call it Littleton. It's true, they really do. That's how you know when they're really little enough to be from Littletown. You know they're a real Littletonian when they call it Littleton. That's how they say it too, Littleton. They say it just like that. It's true, they do, Littleton. I mean, for fuck's sakes, look at him. He is definitely, without a doubt, the goddamn littlest Littletonian from Littletown, and that is what he is. I know it. Look at him calling it Littleton to himself in his head while he's walking there. Hey, Mr. Bitty Bud. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Hey, Mr. Boo. Come on, be my mister. For fuck's sakes, look at him. Look at his small body headed back to his tiny home in Littleton as we speak, calling it Littleton just like that, like it were nothing. saying it that way, like everyone else called it Littleton too. Like everyone called it in the world called it Littleton and not Little Town, which you know to any Littletonian doesn't mean a goddamn thing. What's up, baby sir? Want to come be my mister? Oh, come on, don't go. Take me with you. Maybe I can get him back to take me back to Littletown with him. Hey, baby guy, take me back to Littleton with you. I want to meet your cute parents. There's just no way that anyone could ever be that small. It's just not possible. He's just being way too small to be this possible right now, and I don't like it. I'm sorry, but he is just too small. Way too fucking small, and it is not okay. Hey, bub. Hey, Bubba. Hey, Bubba Bud Bub. Hey, you. Hey, baby bub. Fuck you. Fuck you and your ridiculously small body. Your smallness needs to stop now. I said stop. No means no. Fuck this guy's body for being that small. Seriously. Fuck him. Hey, Bud Bub. I'm going to stop your body. Yes, I am. Someone needs to put a stop to all this smallness. I'm sorry, but his body just really needs to be stopped right now because there's just no way that anybody can be this small. No way, sir. No, you cannot be like this. No, you cannot. Nope. No way. Nobody's like that. Nobody. You know what, fun butt? I'm going to need to touch your body with my body now, and you're going to need to let me, okay? So enough is enough. You need to come over here and put your goddamn bod on top of my bod and quit screwing around. I mean it this time. Hey, Mr. Guy. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you. You're going to need to put you're going to need to be in my arms now because it's where you belong. Don't you walk away from me. You need to stop being so far away from my body. Come on, bud, give me your bod. There's just no point in finding it because I'm going to have you now, okay? Oh, come on, don't give me that. Come on. God damn this selfish guy. God damn him. Excuse me, sir, sir? Hey, mister, sir, over here. I'm right here. I need your butt. Give me your butt. Come over here. I need you now. Hey, it's okay. Unless it's one of your fun butts that's bothering you. I don't mind. I like your butt. I'd like to bother your butt. The fuck? Why is he like that? I mean, look at that butt. I totally want to cup his butt right now. That's what I want to do. Yeah, I want to do that to him. What's up, baby butt? Let me get your bod. Let me get your butt. Let me cup your butt. I need to cup your butt right now. What do you think about that? Come on. Let's just cup butts for a minute. It'll only take a minute. Come on, let me cup you. It's just butt cupping. Look at how smooth his butt looks. It's so smooth. You know the hairs on it are all soft and silky. He's probably got one of those rug butts that's too soft to give you rug burn. That's how silky it is. Oh, come on, don't be like that. I just want to touch your soft rug butt. Hey, soft butt, it's okay if there's hair on it. I don't mind. I like a rug butt. I do. I really do. Oh, come on, don't be that way. Why is he being like this? Don't be like this. Come on, stop being this way. Don't be all cruddy. Don't you dare get all cruddy on me now. Don't do it. Stop being a cruddy buddy. Be my guy. Be my bud. It's okay. I'm not mad. Just don't be a crud bud. Man, he's not going to stop devastating me with his body, is he? Who even told him he could act like that? I don't even know. Hey, you, stop devastating me. Seriously, you stop now. What are you trying to do, ruin me? Stop trying to ruin me. How would you like it if I went around all day trying to ruin you? He needs to stop ruining me with his body right now. He does. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to ruin his life. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to ruin him. I'm going to ruin his butt. I'm going to ruin his fucking rug butt. That's what I'm going to do. Hey, you, yeah, you. You need to have your butt mugged. That's right. I'm going to mug your butt right now. I'm going to mug it. I'm going to rub mug your soft rug butt, okay? Thank you so fucking much for coming tonight. Thank you for being here. Thank you so, so much to Shiv for organizing this and putting in all this work. And to these other readers, Kate Durbin, Jackie Ess, Brandon Brown, buy their books. Thank you guys so fucking much.
Fetal Position is out now on Roof Books. You can buy it on small press distribution. You shouldn't buy it on Amazon. Find another way. Thank you, Jackie Ess, Brandon Brown, Kate Durbin, Holly Melgard. We all love you. Thank you for your work. Thank you for bringing it in this world. I'm glad to be alive. See you around.
I don't know.
Do I end the meeting? Should I end the meeting? Or people, there's still like 23 people. Do I give people the choice?
To talk to you.
Don't end the meeting.
Shiv said don't do a Q&A. All right. Do I end the meeting now?
Not yet.
Okay. So we just kind of hang out, just linger.
Yeah, there can be a linger room.
Cool. Joseph Kaplan's lurking.
Violet's-
Ooh, should I get Cran? I don't
Yeah, I
even-
really want to see Crayon. I really want to see
No,
it.
so do I. Hold on.
Yeah. If anyone has a cat, we need to see it.
Maybe Crayon should decide whether they want to come in the room or not of their own autonomy. I don't know, just a thought.
It's just going down. It's just going down.
That's Cran.
Oh,
He's the reason why we're doing an online launch because I needed to be able to do it with him in the house. So
Yeah.
that's why he's
He
my.
could have come to Manhattan. He's such a wuss.
No. He's my emotional pillow.
Oh, wow, there's another cat.
Where are other cats? Oh God. There's Rachel's cat. Rachel and I grew up together since we were babies. There's the two cats. Oh no. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna make it so people can unmute themselves.
I know we said no questions, but one thing I think about when I'm listening to your work is how I, just can't understand what you're talking about because my cat is so big.
He's massive.
So I wonder what it's like to have something so little around.
I know. You're like, I don't get littleness from this guy.
Oh, is it possible to let other people speak? I didn't realize this.
Yeah, I think I made it so that people can unmute themselves. I think. Diana, are you able to?
Oh, I'm not muted anymore. Oh shit, let me tell you something right now.
Where's Edie? And baby. Oh no. Oh God. And there's pasta. Oh, pasta.
Not for long.
Good Lord. And there's Jensen. Hi, Jensen.
The first time these people are meeting.
I know. Hi, Duck. Nice to see you.
Everyone's sons and daughters, and
It's true. I think. Oh no, there goes Jensen. So thank you guys for coming. It was really good to see you. And I'm glad we stick around. Oh, Jackie, what's your dog's name again?
Billy.
Classic dog name.
Yeah.
Oh no.
He's
How
little
old-
too, in spite of being probably bigger than me.
Billy is like Beethoven. Is that the same breed as Beethoven?
Yeah, at least on one side. I think she was like half Saint Bernard for sure.
Nice. Yeah, he's like taking treats here.
What's the breed of dog that has the cognac or whatever in a barrel around its neck?
Those are Saint Bernards, yeah.
St. Bernard's? Okay, cool.
I don't really drink, and we've got this dog that's probably a natural bartender.
Hey, Bridget, how are you doing?
I'm good. What a wonderful reading tonight.
Hey, is baby in bed?
Oh yeah, oh my God. Yes, that's why we're here.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's on the couch.
Oh yeah.
it's really
Yeah,
good.
it's amazing, Holly. The book is so great. It's
Thank
the
you.
best.
I'm glad you enjoyed.
It's incredible.
Yeah, we love it.
You guys have fucking heard and seen these poems so many goddamn times. You guys are good sports about it. I mean, this is old.
So many times.
Yeah, but I change every time I hear them. It's like something, the words are totally different. It's like the Berenstein, is it spelled with an A or an E?
Well, I have a really hard time listening without fixing, so I wouldn't put it past me that I'm like editing it every time I fucking read it. And it's like, that's why it's never the same thing twice.
That's good.
Dude, also, did you guys get, speaking of babies, did you guys get Rawan's baby books yet?
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's fucking devastating.
Yeah, Mara loves them. They're like,
Oh, good.
they're insane.
Good. I'm obsessed with them. Coco! Hi.
Hi, Coco.
That was so good.
Bud.
Is it about? Oh my God, of course. Is it about Joey? I want to echo that question.
Is it about Joey? Oh,
The little butt poem.
the butt poem? No.
Oh, cat call.
It's about a cat. It's about
Joey's not a
Crayon.
Joey's not a cat. Joey's a pumpkin.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed,
I
but
know it's about Crayon, but it could also be about Joey. I think it's applicable.
I mean, James thought I was a construction worker in the street, and he like wrote that in the promotional materials, like the press release, and I had to be like,
No,
yeah,
it's a cat.
Yeah, nice theory, but not
That's
actually
awesome.
true.
like thanks. That's wrong.
James, did he have like a specific construction worker in mind? Like some guy, like some like rebar fitter. He's like, I know this guy. It must be about it.
Mhm. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
God.
Totally. Well, thank you guys for coming. I think we're gonna sign off, but you guys, it really means the world to me that you were here. Thank you, Brandon and Jackie, for fucking hanging out. I think Kate is gone now, which is good. We should all enjoy our night. It's late now.
Super, y'all. See ya.
It's
Nice.
9:30.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
And everybody,
Good night.
thank you so much for having me.
You for real. Let's talk soon.
Yeah.